Hi, as I promised, I come now with the explanation of my latest artwork, Quién Tiene la Corona. Well, by the way, if you don't know me, my name is Tavolaro. You can also call me probably MOKOUKOU if you want. It's my Iboga name. It means the multidimensional being is a long story. Another time maybe I'll tell you. So, first of all, I wanna make clear one thing. This is not gonna be a really quick, fast explanation because I like to do things slowly, because I think that in a world of fast food and fast everything, slow art is a good thing. And probably actually, if you've been so much frustrated in this time during the confinement, it's probably because you've been told all the time to run, because money don't grow on trees, because you could lose your only train to success. And lately you've been told, okay, now you sit down and look at the world through a screen, and yeah, because outside it's dangerous. And I think the big issue is not if the world is an apple to bite before everybody eats it, or a cage of lions. The world is pretty neutral until you label it. The big issue, I think, is that you've been following orders all the time without a clue. So you're uncomfortable, no matter if running or sitting. So, if you wanna sit here with me and listen to me a little while, you're welcome. Now, ¿Quién tiene la corona? In Italian, it is chi ha la corona. In English, would be who has the crown. Obviously, corona is a reference to the present situation, even if now it's fading a bit, but I'm pretty sure it will come back. The situation, you know? Anyway, because the process is not finished. Maybe I will talk a bit about this later. But first of all, let's go straight to the point. Talking about slowness, the drawing is made entirely with big pens. As you can see at a narrative level, it is a bird in a cage. The key for the exit of the cage is inside the bird, inside the heart of the bird. Also, the bird has a sort of energetic field that goes outside the cage somehow. Above the bird there is a crown, as you can see here. It is related to the moon phases. And the bird that I chose is a hoopoe. I chose it basically because I saw it lately 4 times. 2 times before leaving Spain and 2 times here in France where I am confined. For me, anything happening in the timeline of the ordinary world has a symbolic value. So I wondered why I was saying this bird frequently and always in front of my feet. And so I investigated a bit, and in many cultures it is a sacred bird. In Greeks, for example, it is the king of all the birds. It is basically related to spiritual awakening. So at a semiotic structure level, there is a cage. It is seen in perspective. At the same time, it's a sort of hexagon, and it is a 4-dimensional cube. There is the representation of the 4-dimensional cube exactly here. You see this part in green. It is important because it's a sort of gate. So how does it function? How you can use it? Well, if you see throughout all the vertical line, there are circles. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I begin with the eye of the bird. It's very easy for me. If you look directly inside the white dot in the middle of the eye of the bird without blinking, it's very important. It's probably necessary to meditate before, possibly, or make yoga or any other activity that slow down your mind. While you're still in a meditative state, you take it and you observe it from 20 or 30 centimeters. Look at it without blinking, possibly focusing on your spine, your spinal cord. Actually, the energetic streams that goes throughout your spinal cord maybe can be useful to feel it, to squeeze a bit the muscles of the perineum. If you squeeze it, you're gonna send a wave of cerebrospinal fluid directly to your brain, especially to your pineal gland. So you observe the eye of the bird without blinking, just relaxed. Don't force yourself. Feel at ease. Just look at it. After a while, you can probably realize that the eye has a sort of automatic response of looking at other parts of the drawing. You just bring it back to the white point. Okay, it's like thoughts is the same stuff. Okay, if you observe it while feeling the back part of your body, which is an important part that we should try to feel more because it's less related to our visual field, so that it can activate more easily a sort of awareness not common to the ordinary state of alert. At the beginning, you can begin to see that the zones around the point begin to be blurry. Possibly it will happen in a circular way, in some sense. After that, the various part of the drawing, first of all, probably the bird itself, then the waves, then the vertical lines will appear and disappear. Possibly after a while, you will see again these lines, the circular ones. It is important because the main intent of this artwork is to generate brain-heart coherence, or at least make it easier, and it's very important. For what I can understand of this, which I did just based on intuition, it is done mainly thanks to how these different blue and green lines coincide. In a symbolic way, the green one is the magnetic field of the heart, so it is related to the key of the bird, while the blue one is related to the electromagnetic field of the brain. Actually, I discovered after doing this artwork that the last level of waves pretty much coincides with gamma waves, which are basically the highest level of the activity of the brain. So I begin always from the eye of the bird, but you can begin from another one of these points. You could repeat the same mechanism with all these points. In my experience, the eye of the bird activates the third eye chakra. You can probably feel a sort of compression or expansion of a point in the forehead. While if you observe the key, you can experience a sort of relaxation of the chest, a sort of increasing of the amplitude of the breath, basically an activation of the heart chakra. The lower circle, which actually is represented with roots there, and actually for me I think it's a sort of representation of earth itself. It activates the base chakra, the root chakra, and all the energetic field that connects you to the planet, to Earth. On the other side, the moon will activate the crown chakra. But in general, a part of all this chakra thing, it should give you a sort of peace and relaxation. And I think peace and relaxation are pretty important in this moment, because the process is not finished, and we all know somehow. Now, actually I want to spend some little time with you before finishing this video. So let's talk about this process. I think the word process is the best way of describing this. For me at least, not surely an emergency, not surely a drama, but it is a strong process that is happening. Now most of the countries are getting out of the state of alarm and the confinement, but still it's a bit curious why even accepting a traditional paradigm of what is a virus, and this is supposed to be a super strong virus, flu virus, well, it will not survive on a temperature superior to the human body temperature. That's why all the flu viruses disappear after winter. So why are we still hearing this stuff of the masks and social distancing? Just a thing. I'm just inviting you to have an opinion, which is yours, and get informed. But I want to tell you this. In Italian, there are two words referring to authority. Curiously enough, in Spanish, in English, in French, and I don't know in other languages, these are the ones that I speak, but there is no such distinction. In Italy we have autorità, which is basically authority, and autorevolezza. Now, autorevolezza is not referred specifically to any institution of person in power. It's more a quality of being. It refers to a sort of credibility and personal power of a person as recognized by others, and recognized in somebody because of his or her actions and words. Therefore, it is not related to anything and anybody imposing by force its own will, its own power. And this distinction, I think, is important because real authority is always an agreement, is always earned, is always a choice, and can always be revoked. And if we follow this line of thought, any authority that doesn't allow questioning as a normal thing is not a legitimate one. Now, maybe I'm earning to be censored, but what I'm trying to say is just one thing. Obviously, I'm not proposing any violent rebellion or something like this at all. I think on the contrary, I think at the end of this process, probably most of us, hopefully everybody, will understand why we are here. And I let you, all of you, decide what that means. Okay? But yes, I believe that we are in a deep change, historic change, cultural change. We are shifting, possibly, from the Newtonian model of understanding reality to the quantum model, possibly in a wide acceptation by society. And all the conflicts, internal conflicts, first of all, are getting to the surface. Each one anyway is gonna find some answer, but everyone at different times. So how much time and how much drama we're gonna leave during this process is gonna basically depend on the resistance to this change. And the resistance is just the fight we constantly decide to promote in order to defend our always old positions. And yes, I'm talking about that thing. So I just want to remind you of embracing reality, embracing unpredictability, embracing uncertainty, embracing chaos if you see chaos. It's always just pointing out your desire for clarity or the unequivocal order that sustains the world. And I'm not meaning in this case the political, social, economical order, which of course it does exist. But there is a deeper sense of reality and relationship with everything that exists, which means everything there is apparently outside and inside of you, which belongs to you and only to you, and it's only your responsibility. So embrace yourself and embrace others, even in times of coronavirus. And during this summer, get relaxed, but get prepared. And get conscious more and more of your emotions, of your expectations, and try to have good ones we didn't come here to obey. We didn't come here to waste. We didn't come here to exploit. And we didn't come here even to fix the world. We came here to create it. We came here to create our relationship with nature. We came here to create our relationship with each other, with work, with art, with everything. The world doesn't need to be fixed. It needs to be renewed and renewed constantly. And you can only do that if you realize your actual power, if you realize that you have the crown. That's it. And in the end, there is nothing that can force you to believe something without your agreement. So, this is what I wanted to tell you somehow, and it is somehow the explanation of what is behind this artwork, why you could use it. I really invite you to try it. It's totally an experimentation, okay? I am the only one up to this moment who used this, so I'm just talking about my own experience. So I want to invite you really to download it for free, or to buy it printed in high resolution on Saatchi online. The link is also down there. And please try to use it at least 3 days consecutively, in the morning and in the night. A few minutes is fine. I feel it really pleasant anyway, and I don't need much time observing it, but I realize that I really can stay all the time that I want without blinking. Don't be afraid, your eyes are not gonna get dry, really. And I'm sorry this artwork is not available right now, it's not on sale. But if you want me to make a new one, a new original for you, I'm available for commissions. You just write me an email, I will also write it down here, and we can organize it. The only thing that for now I can say to you is that I would like to have a Zoom call with you, probably, to understand and feel you somehow, because I think it's a pretty personal thing, and if you're gonna use it, it's better if it is precise. So that's all. I think I told you it was not quick, but I hope you enjoyed it, and see you. Thank you for watching. Share it if you liked it. Ciao. Está hecho.